It's been a while since I did a a long while now. I think about a must watch for a webtoon. And I've been reading some good ones, but they're not done yet. And some that I have been reading that have been very good, they've been canceled. A lot of them have been canceled lately, thanks to the new contracts that have been assigned. But I found one that's indie and it's very good. You can find it on the Webtoons app on you download the phone. And this one really brought me a lot of emotions, tears, and joy all at the same time. And it starts with a name called Watermelon. Now, looking at the cover art on the thumbnail and also the name Watermelon, you think it's just some cutesy, furry webtoon. No, it's not. It is not, man. This is a story about finding light at the end of the tunnel. Ever read those stories like Berserk, Villain Saga, Vagabond, where the characters are going through so much turmoil and suffering, but they continue on to believing that there's a brighter side on the end of the tunnel, that there is hope no matter what happens, that life is worth struggling through so you can prosper no matter what, that you don't give up the fight, no matter how much life throws at you. Those are the points of these kind of stories. Unfortunately, some people don't get the message and they do this thing where they write like it's going to be suffer, 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 and even when you at the end of the story they suffer, and that's all it is. And a lot of the authors don't get that, unfortunately, and it sucks that they don't. That is not the message. Watermelon, the writer of Watermelon, got that message, and the message here was sent and delivered very well to me, and I love it very much. So the story starts off with two siblings named Uri and Simon. Their mother just passed away by a terrible illness, and they've always been homeless. Yuri tries to find herself a job, but no one wants to hire her because of her appearance and her kind that she is, while Simon's just been trying to steal. Now, one day Simon steals watermelon and finds a guy named Leon, while Yuri finds a girl named Doran who is having problems seeing, and fates intertwine. Here they go through this journey of life where it seems like they found their happy place, and something terrible happens, and then one of them decides to make a decision to save the other. This is not just a journey, it's just a story of two people's lives and how they interact with everyone else's, and how life can be so intertwined with each other. How it be such a coincidence where you know this person, that person knows that person, and there's this string of fate that's being pulled on all sides. Now, you see the siblings going through their struggles along with everybody else in the thing. Just taking in Yuri herself, where her white hair causes people to want to distance themselves or send hatred and death threats upon anyone who interacts with them, for a long legend that happened many years ago that never came to fruition, while Simon keeps getting into trouble doing the wrong thing by constantly wanting to steal or prove that she is useful throughout the story. Well, anyways, each one has their own problems, and they seek a solution with each other. Now, this story is very dark. There's death, there's torment, and there's discrimination, and all kinds of other forms of misery. And I will tell you that it is not for the faint of heart. Not everyone lives to see the end of the day in this story. But the ones that do carry on with the ones who have fallen and carry on their hopes and dreams in order to live a better life. Yuri is a girl who is the older sibling, and she wishes to see the light at the end of the tunnel. She wishes to protect the ones she loved the most, her younger sister Simon, but faces serious discrimination because of her appearance, because of a prophecy that happened a long time ago. Well, it's supposed to happen, but it hasn't came to fruition yet. So she tries to find herself useful, and even at times wishes to end it all because of what she goes through. She's trying her best to keep everything together, even goes on a long terrorist journey herself just to find a cure for her little sister, while Simon is the exact opposite. Simon is someone who's kind of a bit of a troublemaker, but only does it because they want to prove themselves to be useful. They too wish to protect their older sibling, but they feel so useless because of their weakened state. They're always sick and bedridden all the time because they end up inheriting the mother's illness. So that's why the older sister goes on this journey to find a cure for her little sister. But the little sister just wants to become strong, become useful. And despite everything they go through, even when they find a patch of happiness here and there, there's always something that comes into their way that destroys everything. They could be having a birthday party or a gathering, or it seems to be looking up and some outside interference comes along and just ruins everything for them. There's even a long time skip that happens during the middle of this series that completely changes the fate of the characters altogether. I'm not getting into spoilers because that's how badly I want you guys to read this, but it causes the two siblings to go on different paths. I know, cliche, but it's not what you think it is. The powers that be holds their fate in the palm of their hands, causing them to go in different directions, and through blackmail and threats and really seeing sparks of hope. Everything that they encounter is just one trial after another. And when they meet each other, one hasn't changed at all. One changed completely, fully changed. And at the end of the series, man, things just wrap up. You are introduced to new characters with motivations. They have their own personal traumas and backstories, and seeing them how they are makes you really want to view people in a different way, because some of them go through things, whether they're good or bad. Each person has the reason of doing what they do. So that's what I like about these. Not everyone here is two-dimensional. Some of them have the reason of doing what they do, and they wish to become better, or they are worse for what happened in their lives. So, yes, this is definitely a must-read for everyone. If you like those stories of struggle and prosperity, those stories when it comes to family and being together, or you like a cute art style. This is a very adorable art style for what it is. And I always enjoy those stories where they have a very adorable art style, but terrible things just constantly happen to the characters. You know what I mean, but that's what you get here. So it's very enjoyable, a good read, and according to the author in the last chapter, there is an after story, so I can't wait to see that. And I might cover it if I remember to do so. With that being said, I'll end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has the background. I'm Madcrownxox, signing out.